Good morning, students. Today we will continue the same chapter 11 of English language, that is your confusing prepositional phrases. Preposition of position के बारे में हम आज पढ़ेंगे स्टूडेंट्स. इन का यूज़ हम देख रहे हैं. दिस preposition generally means inside a place or enclosure. Enclosure का मतलब दीवार होता है. It is the opposite of out. Example, this Dr. Sood is in his office. Common uses of in a room, building, closet, inside. इसका मतलब हुआ your socks are in the drawer. यहाँ पे in हम inside के सेंस में देख रहे हैं. In plus month, year. His birthday is in January. Peter will begin his class in 2020. In time, not late, early enough. इसका सेंस आता है. ही यहाँ पे हम देख रहे हैं वी अराइव्ड एट द एयरपोर्ट इन टाइम टू ईट बिफोर द प्लेन लेफ्ट. In the street, the children were warned not to play in the street in the morning, afternoon, evening. I have a dental appointment in the morning, but I will be free in the afternoon. Common expressions with in the beginning, and everyone seemed unfriendly in the beginning, but in the end, everyone made friends. In the way, obstructing मतलब निरोध या ब्लॉक करना, बाधा डालने वाला. He could not park his car in the driveway because another car was in the way. Once in a while, occasionally, कभी कभी. Once in a while, we eat dinner in a Chinese restaurant. In no time at all, in a very short time. Gaurav finished his assignment in no time at all. In the meantime का मतलब इस दौरान होता है. At the same time, meanwhile, we start school in several weeks, but in the meantime we can take a trip. In the middle, Gauri stood in the middle of the room looking for her friend. In the army, air force, navy, my brother was in the army for 10 years. Now come to see on the next page. In a row, we are going to sit in the 10th row of the auditorium. In the event that if यहाँ सेंस निकलता है, in the event that you win the prize, you will be notified by mail. In case if I will give you the key to the house, so you will have it in case I arrive a little late. Get in touch with, get in contact with. इसका यूज़ है. It's very difficult to get in touch with Jenny because she works all day. On, this preposition generally means a position above but in contact with an object. Example, the records are on the table. Common uses of on. On a date, I will call you on Thursday. यहाँ पे preposition on का यूज़ हम देख रहे हैं. पोजीशन above जो है इससे संदर्भ है इसका. और लेकिन किसी चीज़ के ऊपर कोई चीज़ हो, लेकिन किसी ऑब्जेक्ट किसी वस्तु से वो टच में हो, कांटेक्ट में हो, इस सेंस में हम यूज़ करते हैं ऑन का. ऑन ए द बस, प्लेन, ट्रेन, शिप, बाइक. इट्स too late to see Jane. She is already on the plane. On a street, situation of a building. Anushka lives on North Avenue. On the floor of a building, Firoz lives on the 15th floor of that building. Common expressions with on हम देखेंगे. On time, punctual, used for scheduled event or appointment, more specific than in time. Despite का मतलब के बावजूद होता है इसका मीनिंग. Despite the bad weather, our plane took off on time. On the corner of two streets, community hall is on the corner of 5th Street and North Avenue. On the way, in route, we can stop at the grocery किराने की दुकान को कहते हैं grocery store on the way to their house. On the right left side of Purnima sits on the left side of the room and Dhruva sits on the right. On the sidewalk, footpath, don't walk in the street, walk on the sideway. On television, the radio aired on the electronic media. The President's States of the Union address will be on television and on the radio tonight. On the telephone, talking on phone, Rashmi will be here soon. She is on the telephone. On the whole, in general, all things considered, On the whole, the rescue mission was well executed. On the other hands, however यानी तथापि, nevertheless यानी यहाँ पर हम देख रहे हैं फिर भी, कंसिडर्ड मतलब विचार करके, माना जाना, इस तरीके से हम इसका यूज़ देखते हैं. इसका जो अर्थ निकल के आता है वो यही होता है, विचार करके किसी काम को करना, मानना. The present perfect aspects is never used to indicate a specific time. On the other hand, the simple past tense indicates it. On sale, offered for sale. The house will go on sale this weekend, offered at lower than normal price. The regular price of the radio is rupees 250, but today it's on a sale for rupees 175. On foot, walking, my car would not start, so I came on foot. At, this preposition generally is used to indicate a general location. It is not as specific as in example, Juhi is at the bank. Common uses of at an address. Manoj lives at 502 third floor Gujarwala apartment. At a specific time, the class begins at 3:10 p.m. Now see on the next page, common expressions with at home, school, work. From 9 to 5, Charu is at work and her roommate is at school. At night, they are usually at home. At night, we never go out at night because we live too far from town, at least at the minimum. We will have to spend at least 2 weeks doing the experiments. At once means immediately. Please come home at once. At present, the moment, now. She is studying at the moment. At times, occasionally, at times it is difficult to understand him because he speaks too fast. At first, initially, मतलब प्रारंभिक कहते हैं. Jane was nervous at first, but later she felt more relaxed. Miscellaneous expressions with prepositions. Now see, on the beach, we walked on the Juhu beach for several hours last night. Instead of Sam is going to the meeting in place of his brother. For the most part, mainly, the article discusses for the most part of the possibility of life on other planets. In the hoping to, Julie called her brother in the hope of finding somebody to watch her children. Of course, certainly. Of course, if you study the material very thoroughly, you will have no trouble in the examination. If you study the material very thoroughly, you will have no trouble in the examination. We are seeing some sentences here with the uses of these miscellaneous expressions. Off and on, intermittently मतलब रुक के. It rained off and on all day yesterday. All of sudden यहाँ suddenly के sense में है. We were walking through the woods when all of a sudden we heard a strange sound. For good, forever. Ritesh is leaving Australia for good. We don't use any preposition in the following situation after transitive verbs such as reach, describe, etc. Preposition is not used. He reached Bombay, not in Bombay. He described the accident, not about the accident. Before the word home and abroad, preposition to is not used. Example, they went home, not to home. A sentence such as I gave the book to him could also be expressed I gave him the book, i.e., that is, the indirect object can be placed first and the preposition can be omitted. I showed the map to Vikas. I showed Vikas the map. This construction is possible after build, buy, cook, fetch, find, get, keep, neat, leave, make, order and reserve. Now let's see on the next page. The example is given here. Example, I will get a drink for you. I will get you a drink. यहाँ नोट करने वाली एक बात है. The construction without preposition is preferred when the direct object is a phrase or a क्लॉज, यानी कि कंस्ट्रक्शन जो प्रीपोजिशन का विदाउट प्रीपोजिशन हम जब भी देखते हैं तो वो तब प्रिफ़र किया जाता है, तब उसको हम प्रिफ़र करते हैं यूज़ करना, तब हमारे लिए कन्वीनियंट होता है, जबकि डायरेक्ट ऑब्जेक्ट जो है वो एक फ्रेज़ हो या एक क्लॉज हो. Okay, that's all for today. Now we will continue this chapter in the next video. All of you please read this chapter and try to understand the different various meanings and uses of the prepositional phrases. Thank you. That's all for today.